Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Catterall. I'm the Education Officer at Goldberg Museum, and thank you for joining us for our second craft for April's Virtual Family Craft Day with the theme Show Me the Mushu, based on Disney's Mulan. So for our second craft for today, we're going to be creating Grandma Fa's Lucky Cricket. If you remember this little guy from the movie, he gets her out of some jams. Mulan as well accompanies her on her journey. So we're going to be doing a two-part craft today, making both the cricket and the cage for the cricket to be carried in. So we're going to start with the cricket. Before we get started, make sure that you have your supplies list for craft number 2. It looks like this. You've got a list for supplies, and then you have a full substitute list, and you can use those items from around your house to make the craft at home as well. So both lists will enable you to make the craft. There's photographs as well. So make sure you have that in front of you, and we are going to get started. Okay, so for your cricket, you're going to need a wooden clothespin, just like this, and the first thing you're going to want to do is color your cricket's body, because right now he's brown. So if you have green paint, now's a great time to pause the video and paint your cricket green. Just remember, you are going to need a few minutes afterwards to let the paint dry. Otherwise, you can do what I did, which is use a green Sharpie. You can also use green markers, pencil, crayons, whatever you want to color your cricket's body. So, just like that. Now, we have a green cricket body. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach pipe cleaners to make cricket legs as well as antenna. So you're probably going to need about 1.5 pipe cleaners for this. This is probably a little bit more than you need, but it's better to have some extra. So you're going to need to cut out 5 different pieces from your pipe cleaner. You're going to need 2 pieces for the antennae. These are about 2 inches, and I've just folded the tops over. For the first 2 sets of legs on the cricket, I cut pieces that are roughly 3.5 inches long. These are for the first 2 sets of legs, and then for the third set, this one is going to be a little bit longer, probably about 5 inches long. And you can use your ruler just to make sure you've got the correct measurements. And I'll just give you a sample of what it'll look like when it's finished. So this cricket's not green, but you can see here we have 2 little antennae up front. And then if you flip it over, we have these 2 front legs, these middle legs, and then these longer legs, which come up like this. So that's what we're going to be doing first. So we're going to take our cricket's body. I'm going to use a glue gun, but if you are at home and just using liquid glue, that's totally fine. Just remember, it's going to take longer for your legs to dry. So just need to factor in for time like that. Okay, so for the first, I'm going to start with the legs. I'm going to do the antenna last. For the first set of legs, it's really nice. They can just sit right in this hole here that you naturally see with a wooden clothespin. And my legs are just going to go in just like this. So I fold the pipe cleaner up around, upwards, and then so once I've got that in there, I'm just going to quickly take my glue gun, fill the bottom of that gap with some hot glue, and I'm just going to press my pipe cleaner in there, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down while that dries. The second set of legs, you honestly don't even need glue for it because, again, if you're looking at your wooden clothespin, there's a little round metal spring, and you can feed your pipe cleaner right through that hole. You don't even need glue. So you'll take your second 3-inch piece of pipe cleaner, feed it through, and you don't even need glue. It's already in there, solid. Got my legs. We're going to shape the legs afterwards. The last one for the set of legs is going to be our 5-inch piece of pipe cleaner. And what I'm going to do is, you can see where there's a I folded it in half here. I'm going to take that and I'm going to wrap my pipe cleaner kind of around the center of this top portion of the clothespin. So I'm going to take this, just measuring it out first before I glue gun, and I'm just going to kind of fold it right. Here we go, bear with me. Just sort of there, at the top like that. So that's where I'm going to roughly place it. So I'm going to take my hot glue. I'm going to put glue on the bottom of the pipe cleaner, right in that fold there. I just think that's going to be a little bit easier. Taking this and just pinching it. That one got a little bit sticky. Just wrapping that around. I'm gonna hold it there. And I'm actually gonna add some more hot glue because that did not take the way I wanted it to. So, just gonna let that dry. You can pause while you do the same thing. And then we're gonna fold the legs like this guy over here. So, we're gonna do the legs first, then we'll add the antenna. So the first one should be dry enough now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pipe cleaners and I'm gonna make the fold go out forward a little bit. So I'm just gonna fold it in half, sort of pinch it, just to make it at an angle. And then I'm going to fold out some feet. Not sure if you can see that there, but there you can see a little one. Same with the other side. I'm gonna make this one more of a forward facing fold, just like that. Pinch out some feet. The front legs are done. Now with the middle one, I'm just gonna fold it directly out from center. And again, I'm going to fold out some little grasshopper feet. And then I've got 2 sets of legs done. Now my back one is dry enough, so just be careful if yours isn't fully dry. And I'm gonna fold these legs to face backwards. So I'm just gonna fold it, pinch it, and then fold out some little grasshopper feet on the bottom. Same thing with the other side. It's got a bit of a bigger grasshopper foot. And now we have grasshopper legs facing forward, sideways, and backwards. Awesome. We're gonna do antenna next, and then we're gonna do the eyes. So I'm gonna take my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to fill the top right here. You can see that with hot glue. It's just gonna be easier, so I'm gonna put that top lip, just gonna be generous with some. Take my last set of pipe cleaner pieces. These ones were the 2-inch ones with the top folded. You don't have to fold the top if you don't want to. Just going to put those in place. Perfect. Cool. Holding those there. Once those are dry, we're going to apply more glue on top of the antenna pump cleaners right at the bottom there, because that's where we're going to fasten our googly eyes. So if you don't have googly eyes at home, that's totally fine. You can draw just some black dots onto the bottoms of your antenna pipe cleaner. We're going to pop one set of eyes there. It didn't quite wait long enough for that other antenna to dry. And the other set. So my guy's going to be a little bit lopsided. His eyes are a little close together, but you know what? That's what makes him lucky. Okay. So the eyes have been applied. So now we have our grasshopper. You can see his little eyes there, his antenna, green body, his little legs. Our grasshopper is finished. Okay, that was the first part. We're going to do the second part now, which is to make our lantern, which when it's finished is going to look like this. And I forgot to mention, if you don't have a wooden clothespin at home, that's totally fine. I also made another little guy who has made out of a wine cork, and I've just colored him green, same thing with the Sharpie. And if you don't have any pipe cleaners, that's totally fine. You can use twist ties. So I've done a twist tie leg here. I used googly eyes, but a wine cork would be really easy just to draw eyes onto the front. Okay, this next part is also really easy. All you need is construction paper or colored printer paper if you have it. Tape or glue, that's your choice. And I use 2 different colors. That's also a preference. You can do all one color if you want to. So, first thing you're going to do, you're going to take a piece of construction paper. You're going to fold it in half, lengthwise, and then you're going to cut down that fold. Now you have 2 pieces. You're going to take one of these pieces, you're going to fold that piece in half, take your scissors, and you're going to make cuts about an inch and a half apart, and you're going to cut from the fold about 3/4 of the way up. So not cutting off pieces, you're just making cuts all the way down. just like that. Perfect. Now you should sort of have, yeah, I can see you have little gaps running. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this and just fold this in half, and we're gonna attach the two ends together. I'm going to use Scotch tape. You can use your hot glue, you can use your liquid glue. Perfect. Perfect. Now you have the body of your cage, and now we need to add a handle. I added a decorative colored strip around the top. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I just used some glue at different points and I glued that around. You're going to take your other piece of construction paper like this, and you're going to cut a strip off the lengthwise edge, probably about 1 to 2 centimeters wide. You're going to use your ruler for that for more measurements, and you're going to come up with a strip of paper. So again, you can do a nice decorative ring around the top. That's what I did over here. But right now we're just going to fasten our handle. Really simple. I'm going to use tape again. I'm just going to tape the handle to the inside of the cage. Apply my Scotch tape on this edge. Perfect. Oh, I did that on the wrong side. Now, you have your cage, and all you need to do is take the grasshopper that you made, and you just fasten the twist tie legs to the edges, and now we have made Grandma Fa's Lucky Cricket.